G'day guys, Josh here, and welcome to what is a Heroic Plus. So basically I've got this, not a guild run here, but my brother Amaras and myself and a bunch of pugs. So pretty much we're going to say here, how do you run a guild run? So, oh not guild run, a Heroic Plus run. So Heroic Plus has this new mysterious device that spawns a Defense Protocol Alpha. Everyone has to be challenging it for a couple of seconds for the thing to activate. And as you can hear in the background as well, we've got some background music. Once it's activated, a Moonlight Beam turns around it. Now there's a few different specs of this as well, so be aware. Like there's a few different specs of it as well. You need to just look at the mobs here. The mobs have increased damage, and also sometimes it can be a web wrapper victim and stuff like that. It's different, but depending on the area. In the Titan area, it has an increased damage and a damage increase for the tank. In some of the other areas, I think in the Lubricant area, a random person can get web wrapped. In the Oculus and Nexus, a person has a chance of standing a mirror images, and vice versa. So it's basically the same for every single thing. We're going to do a full run of a Heroic Plus to give you guys an idea of what you're going to be facing essentially as well. As I've got the wrong finger on as well. As you can see, I've got the we've got a goddamn not seal command on, and I forgot to use Divine Play as well. So now in this fight, as you see, people getting randomly web wrapped. To deal with this mechanic really is to just basically sit there near them so they don't get web wrapped at all. So just the passive AoE will take him out of it. Now obviously trying to do achievements on Heroic Plus is going to be a bit worrisome. I mean, trying to do watch him die and stuff like that is going to be quite challenging given its difficulty here as well. But overall, like Heroic Plus, unlike Mythic Plus, it's not as difficult as you think it is. Like it's not as difficult as you think it's going to be. It's actually a lot easier. And also as well, you just can't risk the bad pulls like this one coming out here over and over again. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. Now, just be aware with Red Wrap as well that it can web wrap a lot of people, so you need to make sure you get these people up pretty much immediately. So you can see here, this is a really, really dodgy 2-pull. And, I got web wrapped myself, which is not ideal. But the mobs that are deadly in normal become a lot more deadlier later on. So make sure the poisons and stuff like that all cleansed as well. And you can see that was a bit of a hairy pull, and I'm probably not going to be doing that again because that was a bit silly. But yeah, if you got to cleave as a class, stuff like that, make sure you're cleaving the people out who have got web wrapped. Like for myself, for example, you saw there that I was web wrapped for quite a while. Overall, basically these little affixes aren't too difficult to really deal with at all. So basically, if you're like basically Nax geared, like I know Nax geared is a big extreme thing, but if you're like half Nax geared, half badge geared, like don't even have to be Nax 25 geared at all. You'll be relatively fine on this, okay? Like you will be relatively fine to really deal with this. Now, there's a big issue with activating Starfall in general, okay? This is a might of a side note here as well. As you can see here, this Boom Key activates Starfall, which basically aggroes all the mobs in the area, which is pretty frustrating. Given the fact he's also said in chat that he is which is not my problem, given the fact he aggroed the boss. And it's the worst one. It's the web shop one. So pretty much like this boss can be difficult as well. Just make sure you got your cooldown. So you can see here, I've still got like Monarch Grab and stuff like that as well. So it's not a big issue. So overall, as long as you have like, you don't even have to have like full Ulduar gear or anything like that. But I can bet your bottom dollar towards the end of the tier that people will be demanding full Ulduar gear for the expansion. You're relatively going to go pretty well. Now, overall, the shields, or not the shields, the loot as well. There's one Nax 10-man and one normal Heroic loot as well. So if you want to get a lot of gear quickly, like tank gear and off-spec gear, you might want to just come in here and do the Heroic Plus. Now with web wrap here as well, which is one of the affixes, I feel like all you have to do with this affix is just drag the boss to the person and just get him out right away with cleaving. So you can see here, I think my consecrate's going to reach it. No, it isn't. I'm stuck here as well because I'm stunned. If you want to just break the person out with a quick melee attack here. Wait, is he web wrapped on the bridge? Okay, cool. I was about to... What's going on? My brother's saying something in chat, but I don't know what is going on. Anyway. So pretty much what you're going to do as well is range. You don't be max range, otherwise we can't free you. So you can see here that person down there wasn't max range and we freed him pretty much right away. Keep doing that, okay? Keep doing that. Getting distracted as I try to make videos, guys, I know. But overall you can see, like, this is not, like, overly difficult. It's not, you don't have to be, like, the best person in WoW to do these heroic pluses. They're quite easy. And you can see here, I like even clicking some of my abilities, which is, like, you know, really bad. So you can see here, like, web wrap often does occur, but the web wrap can be one shot, so it's pretty easy. Even with the extra HP, as long as you know how to do the trash mechanics and stuff like that, it should be relatively easy for your group as well. This is just a quick run through with Astral Narob. Don't be too stressed about it. Like, these are pretty cruisy. If you want to take it slow, you can take it slow. Just be aware of that as well, that, you know, if your first few times, if you do take it slow, I don't think anyone's going to be pretty angry at you, given the fact that it's everyone's first week, and it's going to be a lot of pulls that you can't do multiple Oz of anyway. Now, this is Hadronox, obviously, as well. Hadronox, well, you don't want to pull him, you don't want to pull Hadronox early, due to the fact that Hadronox can heal pretty quickly. So what you want to generally do is just basically, just want to wait and just free people out right away. So with Hadronox, you wanted to make sure all the ads die, because he's web wrapped to platforms, and also dodge the poison clouds too. This is one painful thing about Hadronox. Basically, if you don't know as well, if the enemy necromancers spawn just as Hadronox closes the gates, you have to wait like an extra 2 to 3 minutes for Hadronox to kill all the ads. And also not to mention as well, all the ads have the chance to web wrap everyone, so basically you're sitting here just hoping you don't get web wrapped. So eventually Hadronox will kill all of these guys and start healing up like crazy. It's going to take a bit of a while though. And then we can engage the boss. Basically the boss will start engaging on us. Now you can kill Hadronox with the enemy ads as well. The problem is you have to do more damage than the enemy ads put together, which is pretty difficult. However, you get an extra debuff from the boss called Shred Armor, which is critically important. Like, very important. Shred Armor is a lot of damage. Now here comes Hadronox, because all the ads are dead, and you start the fight. Now Hadronox is pretty cruisy, and apparently it's not tagged by us, which is odd. So with Hadronox, you just need to make sure you just dispel everyone. And you can let the druids dispel as well, because Abolish Poison is pretty strong. I always just cleanse myself because it makes it a bit easier. So you can see here, like, your Heroic Plus is very cruisy. As long as you know the boss mechanics of the original Heroics and you're not trying anything crazy, it's very easy. And also, of course, Astral Narob is probably one of the quickest ones. The quickest Heroics in the game, so if you need quick badges, this is pretty much it. Now, with the things as well, the Nax loot isn't random. It's a loot table, and it's different for every single Heroic Plus boss. So you can do all the Heroics as Heroic Plus and get a piece of 10-man loot, or even some 10-man Malagos loot or Saf 2 Drake's loot as well, which I do recommend that you do if you don't have the gear to get into Ulduar yet, that you should be probably doing Heroic Pluses to get some further gear as well. Now, be very careful with a lot of these trash mobs as well, because you do need to get rid of these guys to make sure that people aren't web wrapped. Especially here, because if you have a person web wrapped, then you can't actually get them out. As humorous as it may be. Now let's get into the end here of Astral Narob. Hope you guys enjoyed your tool so far for Heroic Plus. Heroic Plus is just, to be completely honest, is just an extra ability. It's like a weaker Mythic Plus. And pretty much it's like not as difficult. You know, it's not going to be the game killer or anything like that. It's a quick way to get quick gear if you need to get gear on the table. Now, as well, if you got the Heroic, I'm not sure if they do give badges or not, like Emblems of Valor or anything like that. If they don't, with the Emblems of Valor, you can always just farm them in Nax and other areas like that, because in Nax and a lot of other areas as well, there are people who are doing GDAPs and stuff like that as well to get the extra Nax here. And Nax is fairly cruisy. I know a lot of people will be going onto the Ulduar content soon, but Nax is fairly cruisy and fairly easy to do, and it's a very quick run as well, given the fact that you can go to Saffron and KT very easily. Now, overall with the Heroic Pluses, if you got any other questions with the Heroic Pluses, you can leave a comment below. I'll definitely try to answer them as best as I can. Because overall, you know, I want to really help people out. That's pretty much it. Like in YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch TV / onlyjosh_tv. I do viewer raids on retail, and obviously I raided my guild on RAF, so I can't really help you out there either. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Now, Pound is going to be another issue as well. Hope you guys are having a great day. And, you know, this is Heroic Plus in a nutshell, okay? Ooh, we hit for 9k. I gotta say, the funnest affliction or affix is definitely the tank damage one, which you get in the Halls of Lightning and Halls of Stone. Is the most funnest one by miles, because as a tank you start hitting like 10k shield bashes and stuff like that. It's just absolutely fun to watch. Now for Ad Nubricant, the web wrap debuff stops are becoming very Monker-esque, okay? Because main reason why is that can you imagine getting web wraps just as spikes coming up? That's definitely going to be a killer, okay? Given the fact that he already does 30% extra damage. Like this. Have I not got command on? No, I do not have command on. Why do I keep having Seals of Vengeance on? Now, if you don't know, you cannot dodge Pound. You can dodge the other strikes, you know, in Ulduar Keep, but you cannot dodge Pound. Gotta wait for the assassin to pop up. There we go. You always need to refresh, Fingo. It's good that they've actually updated this for the Guardians to come quickly after another. I remember previously that you had to wait a bit for them to come out. But it's good to see them finally come out, you know, very quickly. I don't know why that Boomkin's standing at max range. These are like one of the other fixes where standing at max range is not a good idea, because this happens. And you can see how problematic that is with the spikes coming up. You're getting web wrapped in it. That's how important Seal of Command is, by the way. Dude, that Feral Druid absolutely cleaned up. Knew that was gonna happen. Can I get myself with Consecrate out? Yeah, I did. So this is the problem with staying at max range. You see that booming there as well. Because web wraps can be very hard to get out of. So the Pally Taunt actually works well with the web wraps, like works really well, as you can see here as well, because it one-shots them. Because you can't have Threat Element, it's impossible. But overall, that's a Heroic Plus for you guys. So Heroic Plus, random, just remember guys, random affix. Bosses have more HP, they do a bit more damage. It's pretty cruisy, okay? Pretty cruisy. Also, at the end of the boss, you get a random tier piece. So you can see here, Spells of the Lost Conqueror. I believe that's a 10-man tier piece. You get a Malagos 10-man or Sarf 2 Drake piece as well. And also you get the normal Frozen Orbs as well. You also, okay, I need that as well, so don't worry about that one. So pretty much you get 2 pieces. You get a tier piece as well. Tier piece is pretty good for me, but I don't really need it, to be honest, because I've already got, like... The funny thing is, as I was in Nax, I've got a full slot as well. Not to mention as well, if you do the daily in Heroic Plus, you get a Bounty Satchel, which is free Conquest tokens and a gold piece. And also, if you're a tank, you get the Northrend Adventuring Supplies if you want to like, make more money. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys had a good one. See you guys later, and that's the Heroic Plus. That's the Heroic Plus run overall. You had a full Heroic As John Norb, like, comment, subscribe.